Welcome to another episode of the Live in St. Cloud podcast. I'm excited today because we have auto detailing, which I absolutely love. I do it pretty much on a regular basis for my cars. So we have Lewin and Jordan here today. So thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome to the Live in St. Cloud podcast, your inside look at the heart of St. Cloud, Florida, hosted by Jason Levy of Around My Town and local expert realtor Dalton Albritton. Let's dive in.
We want to give a huge shout out and special thank you to all of our amazing sponsors. First off, 4 Aces Junk Removal, your one-stop shop for junk removal, demolition, and dumpster rentals. They make junk disappear. Next, All Season Seamless Gutters, keeping your home protected from Florida's rain with top quality gutter systems, and Eve Lighting Systems for your holiday lights. We also want to thank United Construction Solutions. They've been around from the get-go. Your local pros for all your construction needs, from renovations to new build. And our venue sponsor, Complete Construction. They've been amazing, allowing us to record some of our episodes there. They're dedicated to building a stronger community, residential and commercial. They also build playgrounds and swing sets. Thanks again for all of our sponsors. Check out these amazing local businesses, and don't forget to like and subscribe our podcast.
Thank you so much for having us. It's an absolute pleasure to be here on the podcast. We're really excited to talk to you guys. We've watched all your content, and we've been really looking forward to sitting down and talking to people here about our services and about more of like the city of St. Cloud.
Yeah, of course. But we've got to talk about the mobile detailing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You do Lamborghinis, you do Porsches. It's great. The cars that come out are awesome. So tell us about how you do what you do.
So we really started off. How I started out, I was in high school, right? And I was working down by, it was like a farm kind of job. And then my boss at the time, he kept talking to me about business. He's like, dude, you should really try starting your own business. And I was like, but I don't know what to do. So I went to Walmart, and at that time I only had like $50 to my name. And I went to Walmart and I said, I'm going to pick up one of these kits, the all-in-one kits where you can get the soap, everything you needed to start your own business. So once I got that, I posted it on the app Nextdoor, and I was like, hey, I offer car detailing services. From there, my first customer reached out, and then I did the first one. She wrote a nice review, and then after that, it just blew up overnight.
That's great.
Overnight, it just blew up because at that time I was only charging you like $30 for a car wash, but it gave me experience, and it gave me something where I was like, you know what, I really enjoy talking to people. I really enjoy what it is to not just provide a service, but also like get that human interaction where you're providing something, but it's also a value to them because they value the fact that their cars is clean.
That's good. I love it.
So the startup cost was relatively
It was super low. Our operating costs are super low. It really helps out.
cool.
And you have your own van and your car.
We have our own van, and then now we just purchased a trailer. So we're going to be running 2 setups here shortly.
Moving up in the world is what
Yeah.
we're doing.
You know, the best part, actually, I think COVID kind of skyrocketed this, is the mobile anything.
Yep.
Mobile detailing,
Yep.
right? Because we used to go to car washes, 7-Eleven or whatever on a regular basis, or the ones down the streets. But mobile, if you can have someone come to your house, are you kidding me? Mobile pet service, mobile vets. My daughter wants to be a veterinarian. I would say you got to do mobile vet. Figure out we'll pay for your truck. Mobile anything is awesome. So I absolutely.
Now they even have mobile barbershops where they'll charge the triple the price, but they're making
Triple the price, really?
Yeah, a normal haircut at many places $40.
We wouldn't know, man.
Yeah, we don't have to do it.
Yeah, normal haircut anywhere is $40. Somebody comes to your house, it's $120.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of money in the mobile services overall.
Yeah.
So it's something I realized with luxury clients, right? You realize it as well, going to do the nicer, higher end vehicles is they'll pay for the convenience of anything.
There's even people that they'll do mobile services and they'll go pump your gas at your house. And it's like,
Yeah, I
wow.
saw that. Yeah, but it costs like $30 or $40 plus gas,
Yep.
right? And then an extra fee on top of that. So you're probably paying.
You're paying for it.
You're paying for it.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of concierge and convenience service that everyone pays for. That's one of the first things I learned working with luxury clients, which is, my coach used to put it to me as, how can you make it so they go to bed like they went to bed in New York and they woke up in Florida and nothing's changed? So do they have these people on speed dial that'll come right to their house and give them every service they need? So connecting people and giving them service like that is a huge ordeal. It's a huge thing that they pay for and they pay good money for. So you started with $50 in Walmart, one kit. Where are you guys at now? What services do you offer?
We offer after for a year, I grinded out like that, just starting out. I bought my first vehicle, which was a truck, and then we had our mobile set up in the truck. After that, I left for the Army. I left for a year. I went to basic training. I went to AIT. While I was over there, everybody while they're at basic training or AIT, they're spending their money. They're going, anytime they get to go get some snacks, they get some food, they get to go out, go to the mall or anything, they'll go out. I decided while I was there, I'm going to stay to my room and I'm just going to save as much money as possible because I don't come from money. I come from being poor. I come from being here in St. Cloud and going to the St. Cloud pantry. That's where I come from. Mm-hmm. And then, that gave me the opportunity to save up as much money as possible. Once I saved up money, while I was there, I think I saved up around $12,000 while I was over there. And then I put it all towards the business. I put every dime that I had that I saved
Good for you. Very smart.
I put all my money into the business. I bought my first van. And from the first van, we worked all of last year. And we went to paint correction school, so we learned how to actually polish vehicles. Then we went to ceramic coating school, where we actually learned how to professionally apply ceramic coatings. And we're actually certified through ceramic coatings and all that.
Good for you.
Yep.
That's amazing. Thank you for your service, brother.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
awesome, man.
Yes.
That's
You're
tremendous.
still being of service.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
still.
Yeah, that's good. So you could get a call any day.
So we go once a month. So
Oh.
once a month I go and I do my duty, whatever we have to do that weekend. We'll go and get it done. And then I just come back and work on my business.
Nice. Good for you. Good for you. That's awesome. And when you saved all that money, wasn't it tempting to use something?
Yeah, it was.
I wouldn't be able to do that. That's crazy.
Sometimes people would tell me, hey, let's go out to the mall. Let's go watch a movie. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And I'm just like, no, dude, I have a vision in my head. And when you have
That's
a
good for
vision,
you.
when you have a vision in your head and you have a clear path of what you
That's
want to
what it
do, you just have to do it. And that's how I've always lived my life is, I really want to become somebody. And I'm so young, and I know that temptation is always going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be people around our age that are going to tell us, hey, dude, let's go to the club, let's
Yeah.
go drink, let's go do this. But me and him, that's what I'm trying to teach him right now, is we got to stay focused. If you don't stay focused, you fall off your path, and you fail. And that's not something I want to do. I want to become somebody great, not just for myself, but for my family.
Good for you.
Because there's nobody, my family, there's nobody that's ever done that.
Right.
There's never been somebody great. So I want to be that.
Right. That's good. But never be afraid of failing, though. I think.
No, yeah, of
Because
course.
the only way we could be great is to at least fail once, so you know what it
I've
feels.
failed a million times already.
Oh yeah, any entrepreneur.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Man, last year I got home from the Army in May. So from May till October, business was good because I was it wasn't the winter yet. But the winter comes around, you usually slow down a lot. So once the winter came around, business slowed down completely. So I was getting maybe 1 or 2 calls a week, and I was like, damn, I have some bills that I have to pay. I have things that I have to pay, and I was like, man, this is really, this is going to be a tough time. So I went through that tough patch, and then I dealt with my first heartbreak ever, which was a really dark time for my life. After that, I went through a car accident.
Oh, wow.
And then my house caught fire.
Oh, no. There you go.
My house caught fire.
Getting tested.
Yeah.
Getting tested,
So
yeah.
when you get tested like that, I just think that God is something's good's gonna
Yeah.
come from it
Yeah.
because it's bound to happen. I'm just gonna keep pushing through. Nothing's gonna stop.
Was it a total loss for the house?
No, it wasn't. It was just the front end of the house.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You live with parents still?
No, I don't.
Oh,
No.
So there was a lot of tribulation.
Yeah, last year was a really rough year for me, but it really showed me that who I am. It taught me
that's good.
you have
Perseverance.
you have to rebuild yourself and you have to just keep pushing through whatever adversity comes in front
That's
of you.
good for you, man. And you said you lived in St. Cloud all your life?
Yep, I've lived here since we moved from Puerto Rico when I was 4 years old, and I've lived here ever since.
Oh, wow. So you've seen
16
it
years.
change then,
Yep,
huh?
I've been here through
20,
everything.
20 years? How old are you?
16 years.
Oh, so you're 20 now?
20 years old.
Wow. You kind of,
Jordan, how'd you get brought on board? I'm gonna include you.
yeah, you gotta talk. You can't just sit there.
How did you get brought on board? And with all of that, what have you learned so far through this process?
It's kind of a complicated thing.
I love complicated things.
I'm just around, but it started with his dad. His dad wanted to see me become a better person, and wanted to just see something come out of me as a man.
Sure.
So he wanted to help me as well. So I just came down here and just tried to become a businessman just like him.
Were you in a kind of a rough patch before that
Yeah.
happened? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there were attempts to pull you out of whatever you were going through,
Yeah,
and like,
exactly.
hey, have a vision, have something here that you're working on, and see it through, kind of thing.
Yeah,
The-
exactly.
The mindset.
Yep.
Yeah, the mindset.
No,
shift.
the reason I brought him on board was because he's 17. When I first started my business, I was 17. So I just see a lot of who I used to be as a kid. I
Right.
see it a lot in him. So I'm like, if he has because I wish that when I was 17, I wish I would have had
You
the
had
right-
somebody, right?
I wish I would have had somebody around me that would have taught me how to actually make the right decisions.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to do for him is guide him down the right path, guide him to make the right decisions, and teach him everything that I've learned up to this point, teach it to him.
That's good. That's good. You know what I noticed too? There's a lot of competition for your
There is.
industry.
There is a lot of competition, but what I think makes me different is not the service I provide, because anybody could do a good detail. Anybody could be really good at their job. What makes me different is the person that I am. That's why people choose me. It's
Right.
not just off of the service that I provide, it's the person that provides the service. If I can be, if they know who I am,
Right.
they're more likely to, support the type of business that we're running because of just the background.
Right.
That's why most people choose us rather than other companies.
Right. But before you get served, before you service them, like seeing all the Google review or Google listings, all the websites. I mean, I think that industry is the one that has the most outside of realtor, real estate professionals.
Real estate.
So those folks, they're a dime a dozen. Same thing with mobile. So how do you promote yourself?
So right now we'll make videos. So our videos will make 2 to 3 videos a day, and we're just pushing out content as much as possible. That's the goal. It's making like POV videos where I'll show
Yeah.
our day-to-day life. We'll show exactly what we do to a vehicle, different types of services, and we show exactly what we're doing to every vehicle. And it generates leads because people they like to watch
like to
those
see it, right.
ASMR videos where they'll see exactly what's being done, and that's exactly the service that we provide for them.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, so many.
And that they're young, so that they're on that
They're-
new wave of content.
Of course.
No,
Immediately.
content is changing the game. So for the past 2 years, I didn't really care about the social media side of things. I just focused on, building the business and
Right.
building up the reputation of a business. And that's why Google My Business is so important, because
The reviews.
the reviews, if you get enough reviews on Google and you have your SEO intact, it's a cheat code. People will start calling you every day. You'll get new leads and
Yeah.
more leads because it's free.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about Google is that it's free. You don't have to pay for anything,
Right.
and you just have to build the reviews. Getting the reviews is the hard part.
Right.
People think that just sending a link or telling somebody, "Yo, write me a review," is what's gonna get you reviews. Sometimes you have to chase the reviews. You
Yeah.
have to really what I do is I'll follow a script, and I'll tell people "Hey, I'm really trying to reach a goal. Can you please help me reach this goal?" And
Right.
it works most of the time. That's how we've built the Google to the point that it is.
How many reviews do you have now?
We're at 135 star
Good for you.
reviews.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Good for you.
So we're number 2 in St. Cloud right now. We're chasing the number 1 spot. Right now we're chasing the number 1 spot, but we're number 2
That's
now.
really cool. Good for you.
Yep.
I'm sure you'll get there.
Yeah, we're
He's
aiming. We're
He's
aiming.
very dialed in.
Oh no, we're aiming to beat. We're 8 reviews away from becoming the number 1 spots.
8 reviews. So you think that you're going to be in the number 1 spot because of the amount of reviews?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's not the rate exactly.
Oh no, but I'm saying number 1 rated.
Oh,
not
number
like
1,
rated.
like the most rated.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, because that's SEO.
Yeah, being number 1 is a lot
that's-
more complicated.
No, yeah, it's a lot more complicated.
Yeah.
But still, the number 1 rated's a big deal.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Especially
You could-
for a service company like what you do and
Yeah.
the services you offer.
You could put that on your promotions too. Number 1 rated, highest rated.
Yeah, we're
What does the expansion look like right now? So this is obviously step 1, and I'm super excited. We were talking before the camera started rolling about how excited you were to do this.
Yep.
I think that fits in with what your content strategy is. You
Yeah.
guys are a very new wave, new generation. Of course you're going to want to do videos. Of course you're going to want to do a podcast. You're the type of people I want in here
Yep.
because you understand the outreach of
Yep.
it. So for right now, what's the expansion look like for this year, and where do you see your guys' stuff going? Where do you want to be in another year?
So right now we're focused on social media. Right now our focus is build the social media as much as possible. We just started a new TikTok page, I think 2 months ago. It's already at 5,000 followers. We're just trying to expand through social media, get through podcasts, like things like this, start appearing more on podcasts, because the more that people know who you are, the more likely that they are to, get out, reach out to you to get the service done. So for the rest of this year, our goal is to run the second setup, start running 2 setups at the same time. And then next year, early next year, we're planning to open up our first shop.
Oh, nice.
So that's the goal for right now.
Cool. Good for
What's
you.
the shop going to entail? What do you
It's gonna be, so we're gonna be an all-in-one. So we're gonna do detailing, car wraps, starlight headliners. We're gonna do powder coating on the rims, stuff like that.
Very cool.
Yep.
So you'll be able to do mobile and shop?
Yep, so we're gonna do both mobile and shop, because later this year, I'm actually gonna bring my father. He's actually retiring from his job, so he's gonna start working with the company as well. So we're gonna become more of a family business. We're gonna have more people hands on deck, so we'll have more availability to do a lot more things.
And you mentioned car wraps.
Yep,
So you're gonna have it in-house?
yep, that'll be in-house. We could offer it mobile, but I'd feel more comfortable doing it in-house at a
And you're
shop.
gonna be doing it?
Yep, I'm gonna go to the school and get certified to get PPF and wraps.
Oh, very cool.
That's the
Excellent.
plan.
Yeah, there's a few folks out here that do that too.
Yep.
Nice. Cool. And you mentioned that you've been here for, quite a while. How do you see the evolution of St. Cloud in your time that you've been here?
It's just traffic. Traffic is the number one.
Well, yeah, that's good. That's great for you. More cars.
When he's
He's
driving
getting
down the
the
road.
No, there's so many, you just see, all the construction going on.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You used to be able to drive through downtown St. Cloud, go to the St. Cloud swim. But now it's just traffic. I don't even like going down to the little downtown area anymore, because it's just full of people. But back in the day, we used to walk around all the lakefront. We used to walk all the state streets, and it'd be a good time.
Some people would think that the development is positive to a certain extent.
Yep.
So you're saying that it's just traffic?
It's just, I think, overpopulation too quickly. I
Okay.
think that's what happened.
What you're thinking, this is just the start of it.
Yes.
Right. This is the start of it.
That's the way, and I get flack for this a lot, because I grew up here,
Yeah.
and my family goes back massive generations around here, but I love the growth because I'm entrepreneurial.
Oh, of course, yep.
I see the money coming here.
Yep.
And I see the amount of money that should be coming here for more expansion. It's inevitable. You can't stop progress.
Yep.
So you might as well, in your industry, that's the first thing. If I was in your industry and I seen traffic on all the roads, I would think, okay, how many of these cars am I
Yep,
detailing
exactly.
in the next year?
Yep.
That's the way I would look at it.
Yep.
And it is a pain. Traffic is not fun.
Yeah.
But at least you might have a nice, clean car for everyone to look at
Yep,
if you're stuck in
exactly.
traffic.
It should be alleviating soon. I think they're making infrastructure changes to a certain extent.
Yeah. Well, and with that, it gets worse before it gets better, though, because then you're
Yeah.
shutting down roads, you're shutting down lanes.
Yeah.
I think to that point, you said you used to go downtown a lot. We're in downtown a lot because of what we do.
Yep.
But Canoe Creek Road was shut down because of something to do with traffic 2 weeks ago, and I had a coffee meeting at John Burr 16. I live in the Manor,
Okay.
and it took me 45 minutes to get from the Manor to downtown St.
Wow.
Cloud.
That's
Because
insane.
there's only 2 roads that you can take, and both of them were backed up.
Wow.
And I'm like, and it wasn't even a major accident. It was backed up. I was like, it just took me 45 minutes to get from Deer Run Road
Yep.
to downtown St. Cloud.
So this is the Live in St. Cloud podcast. So we're trying to let people know to come and live in St. Cloud or stay living in St. Cloud. We don't want to destroy it for everybody.
Hey,
I was here trying to get positive stuff.
I look at it like this. I would rather stay 45 minutes to get from there to there than the 2 hours it takes in New
Guys.
York around that
Yep.
traffic.
Guys, I grew up in Miami. Okay, I've only been here 6 years. You guys can't talk. I'm
No,
sorry, you
no,
can't
Well,
talk.
that's kind of my point. Is it's still not at that level.
This is 45. That's a one in a
Yeah.
a year thing.
No,
That
no,
doesn't
that doesn't
happen.
happen.
Right.
So the average, traffic. It sucks. It sucks. It does. I get it. You can't talk.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
I
that's
like
my point.
Miami.
It's still not as bad.
It won't be as bad.
It will. It's bad for us that have lived here for a while because we've seen it better, but it's still not as bad.
It will never be like Miami.
Sure. Right.
It'll never be like Miami.
But I think there's so much potential in the downtown St. Cloud area. I think there's a lot of potential for more business, more activity in the St. Cloud downtown area, especially the lakefront as well.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of opportunity to make a lot of money and make a lot of people happy, and more community events. I'd love to see more community events at the lakefront.
Yeah.
Just that big open grassy area.
Yeah.
There's a lot more opportunities that could be taken there at the lakefront location.
So let's get that out there, because that's something I want to start doing on this podcast, because I talk with a lot of local businesses,
Yep.
obviously, and that's a big thing where a lot of us are very like-minded, is we see and we love having a business in town, but we see the lack of opportunities in some areas. So let's talk about that. If you were to have an event downtown or like to see another event downtown, what would that look like to you?
I would park a lot of food trucks. I'd park a lot of food trucks. I'd get music playing. I'd get a lot of people walking the downtown area, and then I'd have just like the monthly market, is it, where they have the people selling things. I'd have more events like that, where we're having more of the community being together, and we're getting all together and doing promoting our businesses, but not only just promoting our business, but hanging out with people in our community and getting actually to know each other. Not it being a transaction, but more of a value. Yeah.
Yeah.
Relational.
There is rumors that there's going to be a little bit more festivals and events like that.
I would love to see it,
It's going to be like a
because
music
I remember
festival.
growing up, we used to have the spring fling
Yeah.
down at the lakefront,
That's
where
next month.
they had the ride. They had like a little fair at the
Yeah.
lakefront. I'd love to see something like that
Yeah,
come back.
It's evolved a little bit, like in certain
It's
ways.
still there.
Yeah.
Is
They
it?
still have it, yep.
Really?
It's April 5th.
It's not as, I don't think it's as, because it's coming up, I don't think it's as, it's just different than it used to be, like the fair rides and the amusement rides, because it used to kind of mirror the fair.
Yeah,
It was
it
like
used
a
to
be
mini
like
fair.
a mini
Now it's-
fair.
Now
It's
it's a
just
lot
smaller.
more vendor-based,
Okay.
vendor-oriented and things like that.
Yeah, they have games and, kid-friendly stuff, but yeah, it's not the size as it was before. But there's a country music, festival, there's a comedy festival that I think is making its way. So there's a lot of things that, people were doing. Then there's a whiskey event that Levy Liquors puts together yearly now. There's the Talon Green that's always there for St. Patrick's Day. So there's quite a bit. It's not that we don't do it anymore. I think it's making us, I think COVID obviously, put a good wrench on it. And since then, I guess the last couple of years, it's been coming back up.
I would love to see more of the events be more, marketed better.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know about the things that are happening in St. Cloud. A lot of people don't know about the events because most of the time I'll go on St. Cloud Rants and Raves and I'll know the information, but I have to go looking for it. It's not
Yeah.
like it's
So,
there for me.
Hence the reason why I put together Around My Town, right? So to answer the question, what's around your town? From the businesses aspect to the upcoming events aspect, we have all different tactics to help promote that. So that's the main reason why. When we moved here, we were thinking, I need a landscaper, I need this, I need this. And yes, you could go on Facebook to ask questions, but then you're going to get
You got
60
60 comments of
You know,
the same.
right? And it's like, look, why don't we just have a resource? Why don't we have something that people could use on a regular basis? And it's evolved from then. I know it's not a podcast about me, but I'm just saying in general, to answer your question, it's just really I needed to put together something to help local community understand what's coming up, what's happening, and what businesses to look for. So that's good.
How involved are you with local communities? Obviously, the business has only been around 3 years.
3 years. So honestly, I'm not. That's why this is my first step in getting involved in the
Yeah.
St. Cloud, the community space.
Yeah, the
I know
business
that there's a marketing group, a networking group that meets together. I'd love to come out and
Yeah,
join
there's
that.
several.
There's quite a few.
Meet up in those networking groups as well. But this is the first step to getting closer to the community.
Yep.
Well, it's good that it is your first step, and it's obviously video documented. I'm
Yep.
like, hey, if you have a business, make the first step.
Yep.
It was how did you follow Jason, and then you followed the podcast, and then you just reached out? So
Yep.
what was that easy process for you? Just so, getting it out there so other
Yeah,
businesses know.
so what happened was he had posted on Facebook. He said, "Hey, we have available spots for this podcast." I commented and I said, "I would love to be on it," because I was thinking about it for a couple of days. I was like, "Man, I'd love to go and join the podcast. I'd love to talk about who I am, what my business does." So he had posted it. I reached out. And it was an easy process. I wrote an email. He said, "Okay, we have the schedule for this day." And I said, "Let's do it." And that was it.
Perfect.
And setup was easy. Everything was super easy. It was just show up and talk.
That's
Yeah,
it.
We try to streamline it and make it as easy as possible. It's getting harder with the amount of demand there is. So
Yep.
we're glad you reached out when you did. clearly this is what we want. We want new businesses coming in. We want to spotlight a lot of new businesses. And you guys are just getting started, and you're
Yep.
on a rocket ship
Yep.
already, which is awesome.
You're only 20. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. And what college? You said you go to college?
Yeah, I'm at Valencia here in
Okay.
Kissimmee.
How do you find time?
So it's insane. The amount of, like last week we put in how many hours?
84.
84 hours we did detailing.
Wow.
So we did that. And I always find time for the gym as well. So we'll get up at 6, be detailing till like 6, 7 p.m. From 7 p.m. I'll go do my schoolwork from 7 to 9. At 9 I'll go to the gym. It'll be from 9 till like 11. Then at 11 cook, last meal, and then go to sleep. So that's like a day-to-day
But
basis.
wait, so your schoolwork, you do it, you go to?
No, I do it online.
Oh, you
So,
do it online.
so I'll do 2 hours every day of schoolwork at my house.
He's scheduled and he's disciplined.
Yeah.
That's exactly
No,
what
you have to know. If you want something, you have to schedule it. I found that the best thing for me is keeping a routine. The moment that I step
Uh-huh.
away
Yeah,
from my
that's important.
routine,
Yeah.
the moment I step away from my routine is the day that everything starts crumbling. So I just stick to
That's
it.
super important. You're learning very valuable lessons very early, which is time blocking, sticking to your schedule. Like Jason will get with me on certain days, and people will want meetings with me on certain days. I'm like, is it on a Wednesday? They're like, no. I'm like, then don't bother me. You know, like, don't bother me. Podcaster these days, this day is this day. Don't bother me on any other time. And I like that you have, what are you getting, about 5-6 hours of sleep
Yep.
then? So mine is rule of thumb. Jason will sometimes text me after 8 p.m. I'm not answering my phone. Because like yourself, I'm up at 4 to
Oh.
walk the lake.
Yeah.
And like, that's the only time I really get to myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be walking, listening
That's
to
why I
an
love the
audiobook.
gym so much.
Yeah, exactly, same thing. It's just like, and you have to, it's good that you know that early, it's to keep your peace of mind.
Yep.
Because you being in the service industry, we're all in the service industry. You're gonna run into people that want to take as much of your time as possible.
Right.
And that, my easy answer to Jason's question is always time comes to those who make it. So making time for those things is
Yep.
crucially
Yeah,
important.
prioritizing and, getting all that in order.
Otherwise, you get overwhelmed. And I'm
Yeah,
staring at
the thing is, I have kids, right? I have
Yeah,
kids,
see,
I have a
that's the
wife, I have a
difference.
house,
No.
and now we're sharing a car, so that makes it a little bit more,
Yeah.
it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, especially, and that's another reason why it's good that you're starting so early in
Yep.
the entrepreneurial endeavor, is because you don't have those things. Like, I don't have those things. I don't have those attachments. So I have the time to make to do those things, but I watch him go through it in juggling those responsibilities,
Yeah.
and I commend him for it.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I get why people tell me, like, well, do you have time to do that? Because it's true. I do
Yep.
have time to do that.
Yeah.
No, I see a lot of people that they do have the wife and the kids, and it's respectable because I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
It's just the path. If that's the path that it's meant for you
Yeah.
by God, that's just the way. I didn't expect I was going to get married when I got married. I didn't expect I was going to have kids it was just
happened.
The evolution. Because when you're dating, right, in your early 20s or whatever, you're like, oh yeah, I'm just dating, I'm having fun, and then as you get older and whatever, like, it just, you don't really plan. Like, my parents weren't like this, but there's some Hispanic parents who are, ya tiene 25 años, tú sabes cuánta, how many Hispanic, how many kids I already had by that time, all that stuff. But my parents were like that, so it was just a fluid evolution. Like, I didn't expect to marry the person that I started dating, it didn't. So it just happened, and then it was the best thing that ever happened, getting married and having our kids, and it's just great. It's good.
Yeah, but that's the respectable part to me. It's
Yes,
like,
it is.
he's still chasing the
Still,
entrepreneurial
yeah.
thing, even with all of that going
Yeah.
on.
No, that's respectable. That's all I say.
Yeah.
High praises to those that do it.
But I'll tell you one thing, I get a lot more than 6 hours of sleep. I'm sorry. It's priorities, right? So it's, as you get older, as you start turning closer to 40, you start realizing you have to get 8 hours. 8 to 10, ideally on
Oh, I'm
weekends.
there, like 7 at least for
Yeah,
me.
8 hours. So, and then you're young, so 6 hours is fine, but 9 hours you absolutely have to get.
Yeah. Hell, and all those people that are, telling you, let's go out now and let's do all of those things, in 10, 15 years,
They won't.
they're going to be miserable, and you're going to be like, oh, no, dude, I'm sleeping 10 hours right now. I'm really not spending. Well, you're pinching pennies,
It's true.
That's the whole focus. That's the whole focus is, you know, I've always wanted to be better. I've always wanted to be the best version of myself. I'm not here to compare myself to anybody around me. I'm here to just become the best version of me. And that's my focus right now.
So talk a little bit about the business name. How could people get a hold of you? Your phone number, you know, Instagram. What?
So-
Auto Spa?
Yep, it's Alvarado's Auto Spa. You can reach us at 407-485-7089. And then we have social media links, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. We have a YouTube. We have everything.
And they're all the same, Alvarado's
Yep.
Auto Spa?
Everything's Alvarado's Auto Spa. And you can find us on all those. And we also have a website as well where you could reach out.
Great. I'm happy that you were able to get all of them exactly
but
the same.
same
So the
domain.
handle, the website, so just
Everything's the same.
Alvarado's with an S, Alvarado's
Auto Spa.
Auto Spa. There you go.
Yep.
Everywhere. That's great.
That's awesome.
And then to book time with you, it's on your website?
On my website, you can go straight on my website. You pick the service that you want, and it'll open up the calendar, and you'll pick the day, the time, and everything.
So let me ask you, if I were to call you from Google Business Profile,
Okay.
and you make the appointment with me, does it do you go back and add
And
it?
I'll go back
You
and
add it to
add
the
it.
calendar. And do you find that easier to do than actually say, hey, yeah, no problem, just go on the website, here's the link, and book it online yourself?
Because most of the times you'll lose the lead by doing that. So most of the time, if I just close a sale, I'll close the sale, and then I'll just go ahead and I'll do it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Love it.
Yeah.
Alvarado's Auto Spa
Yeah.
on all platforms. Very cool.
Jordan, what is your primary responsibility when you go around with this guy and you do things? Do you have separate responsibilities, or is it you're just kind of shadowing him most of the time?
Yeah, you could say that I'm like that, but it's kind of like, for right now, I'm a little minion, so I'm like, I'm walking
Just
around.
absorbing it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I just make it a little easier. Like I set up everything, I get everything ready for the day. But yeah, I'm just trying to follow so I don't make mistakes as I go. Yeah.
And you're in high school?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. What, around here?
I do online.
Oh, online. That's cool. Good.
It's good getting you out there in the world.
Get
So
in some
one-
experience.
One of the best things I ever heard from a friend of mine was, you don't take a job for the pay. You
Right.
take a job for the experience.
For the experience.
And that's, and you'll get everything you need to out of the experience. So it's a good thing that, be a minion until you're a mastermind, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Great. I love it. Anything else?
No, I think all of you guys that are here, it's about to be spring, you're gonna have pollen, you're gonna have
Yeah.
possibly
Yeah,
lung
yeah,
problems,
yeah.
you're gonna need to go to the spa.
Yeah.
You're
I
gonna
mean,
need to take your car to the spa.
At the end of the day, if you don't wash your car or get your car washed every month, that paint is gonna get nasty. That paint's gonna get really
A
bad.
bit of get scratched up, swirled up. It'll get anything you could think of contaminated. But that's why we're here. We're here to take care of all your problems, whatever you need.
On a monthly basis, you have to wash the car.
And we do. Our first appointment, you get full price. After the second appointment, you do get a significant discount for any monthly service that you do get on a vehicle.
Do you do monthly?
Monthly maintenance plans.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll have regular cars. They're $100 a month. The SUVs, mid-size cars, they're $125 a month, and then anything larger than that's $140 a month.
Okay.
And you come once a
Come
month?
once a month, and we'll do a full detail every time.
And then if I were to come just one time, how much would that be?
So for our standard detail, our one-time service for a sedan is $125. It's for a larger SUV, like a mid-size SUV, just a regular one row. That one's $140, and then anything larger than that's $165.
So it's like a 20% more or less
Yep.
discount. That's good. Okay. I like it.
If I give you $50, you can go and you go to
You don't
Walmart
know
and
how
buy
to-
a kit. And when you still charge me 30, I'm kidding.
No.
It's like, no, we learned not to do that.
Yeah. No, back then I didn't. I would watch the videos from back in the day, and I was like, man, I used to do such a bad job. I didn't have the proper brushes. I didn't have none of the proper.
We all gotta start somewhere.
You're gonna start somewhere. Yeah, look at us, with our podcast.
Yeah, you started out with 5-minute interviews. I started out with, I would record on my phone, which is older, it was
Yeah.
before I even got the newer phone. I would record on my phone and my laptop, and I have to sync the audio with the video. And then I had one microphone for one audio file, and I'd have to go to on location. And the one video quality was crap. So like,
Yeah,
we'll all start somewhere.
Starting to put two and two together, the reason why you we chatted and we say, hey, maybe Jason will help out a little bit more.
Because, well, it was also, you already had into the network, like your network, you already knew most of the businesses around. So I was like, Jason could probably get he had a broader outreach for guests, you know what I mean? And I knew he already did the interviewing of the spotlights and things like that. I was like, and I knew you wanted to expand on that idea because we talked about it when you first met. So I was like, it's just kind of natural evolution.
Yeah.
For the podcast, how are you guys like advertising? Are you guys cutting up clips and then posting them?
Yeah, we have an Instagram that we just started too.
Okay.
It's called the Lewin St. Cloud Podcast on Instagram.
Oh, I'm follow. That one I haven't followed. I
Yeah,
haven't
it's
even
on,
said
it's on Instagram. And then on Facebook, we just put the full clip.
Okay.
The YouTube. And it's myself, I do it. And so it's, we put together, we do a few clips afterwards. Sometimes we get to it, sometimes we don't. But for sure, at least the full video is out there.
What helps me out a lot is using AI.
Yeah.
AI for majority of the things, it streamlines everything.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. AI is a game changer.
Yep.
Like they said, that you're not going to get replaced by AI, but you're going to get replaced by people using AI.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's important.
And it definitely, to your point, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, we couldn't afford to hire a full-time editor.
Yeah.
We couldn't afford to do a lot, same as yourself,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
It's like, you don't have the time to do that. Neither of us have the time to do that. So, and we're not, this isn't a profit thing. This
Yeah.
is, right now, we're still in the hobbyist stage, realistically. And it's just something we like doing. And it's growing. And if something is growing when you're doing it for free, then there's probably money to be made at it very easily at some point in the future.
Yeah, and the great thing is that we talked about sponsorship opportunities, and we mentioned our sponsors earlier in the show about our venue sponsor here being, Complete Construction, right, which is great. And then we have a couple others, United Construction Solutions, All Season Seamless Gutters, and then newly for Aces Junk Removal that he just signed on as well. So we're starting to, beef that up in order for us to continue growing as well. So I appreciate the help and support for
100%.
everyone.
All right, guys. What does your agenda look like for the rest of the week? Another 6 hours of sleep and then 12 cars a day?
So for today, we have a couple RVs, and then we
Okay.
have a couple cars today, and then tomorrow is going to be a real, like Saturdays are like normally our most busy day.
So
Oh,
we
really?
work a lot on the weekends?
Yep, on the weekends it's most of the work. Most of the works will be from Thursday to Saturday. Those will be
Wow.
like our 3 just grinding days.
Mhm.
Do you have days off? Like, do you say, okay, Mondays is a slower day, so I'm going to use that for...
Whenever, so we'll take days off when it rains. Once it rains is when we'll
Oh,
stop.
so springtime,
wow.
you're gonna be
Springtime.
like, you're gonna have days off, and then you're gonna be like pollen and love bugs, and you're gonna be slammed.
Oh,
and you're gonna
love
have days
bugs.
off.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
a lot of
God.
bugs too.
Love bug season. Two seasons, 2 times a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I did notice, though? It used to be a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be a lot worse. And now it's like toned
For
down.
a couple years, I don't know if you remember this, for a couple years, it wasn't prominent at all. Like, there was none. And then one year, probably like 5-6 years ago, they were everywhere again.
It was insane how bad it was.
And okay, so that brings me to a question. Comparatively, you gave your prices earlier. I know we'll
Yep.
wrap up here soon. But comparatively, your other competition, your main competition, let's say, would be obviously all the car washes popping
Yep.
up everywhere, the ability to do it themselves. So comparatively, what would you say? Well, one, me, and even in my personal experience, like some of those bigger car washes damage your car.
Yep,
They
damage
do
your-
a lot of things.
And they
They're
just-
not gentle.
One of the most important things that I've realized is like a reason that most of people call a mobile detailer is not for the outside. Most of the time, people don't really care too much about the outside. They care
Sure.
about the inside.
Yeah, yeah.
They care about that fresh feeling when you get inside a vehicle. When you buy the car for the first time, it's the dealership, that dealership level, and that's what we bring to you. It's not like anything else where anybody else you could wipe down the car yourself, but it's not going to be as good as dealership level. That's what we bring. We bring
Right.
dealership levels that service,
Good.
where it makes you feel like you have a brand new car.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because I was gonna say comparatively, because obviously people pick convenience
Yeah.
first and foremost most of
Yeah.
the time.
Of course.
I'm gonna run it to the car wash. It looks a little rough. They offer monthly memberships as well, but
Yeah.
I'd say the majority of people that go to the car wash to do it probably have never got the car detailed.
Exactly.
Because if they would realize, oh, there's a significant
There's a-
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I'm going to hire you for sure
Yeah, of course.
because I need it on a regular basis. Like, I try to do it, but it's like I don't have time
Yeah,
to go back to that.
that's how it
Yeah.
is.
It's just tough. So going into that 30-day window is going to like 60 days. It's like, no, we can't do it.
Right.
It's too much. So it's good. Excellent. I appreciate you guys coming.
Yeah, of course.
That's
It was a
good.
pleasure. It was a pleasure. We love to talk, and well, we look forward to getting together more often.
These early morning ones are a little bit harder, especially when you're sick under the weather today. But the ones that are fun are the other evening ones. So we have a couple evening ones that we do. They're a little bit more entertaining, more laughing, and more just, you know.
And that's another goal for us is the more people we have on as repeat guests, like we'll have people come in and, you know, not for nothing, but the guard is up. You know, at any time meeting someone new at first,
Yeah.
the guard is
Yeah.
up. But then once you come in for a second time and a third time, it's like you said,
The relationship's built already.
Yeah.
So you can actually talk.
it's like a repeat customer.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy. You look forward to calling those people and doing business with them, and then it's all fun from there because their business kind of has a backbone. I mean, it's still there. You still want to obviously present professional when you
Yeah.
are, but you know, it becomes much easier to talk to someone, and those repeat guests are the most fun for sure.
Yeah. Or we have an ongoing construction team meetup, as we did it already twice. It's called Constructive Conversations. So we already did it twice. We have to schedule it, speaking of, for the third one. But by the time that we just meet up, we just like literally
Yeah, it's just a conversation.
We even had an idea to get to the point for us to be in the pool just hanging out and just having the podcast there. But I'm like, listen, I'm not getting waterproof microphones. So you guys could be there and I'll just, you know, maybe we'll have a
boomstick.
a boomstick, you know, boom mic or something like that. But it's fun. Like it's like that camaraderie. It's, you know, it becomes more entertaining and fun. So I like this.
Yeah, it's gonna be the person that talks the least is gonna have to stand on the outskirt of the pool.
And hold the boom mic.
Jordan,
Jordan, you wanna-
for that group, it would be Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Guys, thank you so much for showing up.
Thanks.
They're
Appreciate
all over social media, clearly.
Yep.
If your car is dirty, if you get in your car and you think, oh God, I really need to do something about this, or if you walk outside and you're like, wow, the pollen is terrible and
Yeah, that part.
bugs are terrible, then you now know who to call.
Yep.
And thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you guys for coming in and supporting
Thank
and
you
reaching
guys
out
so
to
much.
Jason.
Yeah.
This was fun, and I really appreciate you guys coming in.
Thank
Yep.
you guys so much.
Thank you.
And they are Alvarado's Auto Spa.
That's Lewin.
That's Lewin. I'm kidding. It's Jordan. It's Jordan. That's Jason. I'm Dalton. As always, inviting you guys to find your way to live in St. Cloud and clean your damn car in St.
Yeah, there
Cloud
we
too.
go.
So, thank you guys.
Yeah. See you around.